To replace your window regulators, you must first remove your door panels. For additional assistance with that task, please follow the link provided at the end of this video. Let's start with the 996. The first step in checking the proper operation of your windows is to verify that the window switches are working. Remove the 2 screws in the coin tray insert and then pull out the assembly. If one window works and the other does not, try swapping the switches with each other. Replacement is easy. They snap out the back in the direction of the green arrow after releasing the tab inside with a small screwdriver. Here's a photo of a brand new regulator. The blue arrow shows where the motor bolts to the regulator. The white arrow points to where the lower edge of the window mounts to the regulator. The orange arrow shows the adjustment tightening screws for the window clamps. The purple arrow shows the height adjustment points for the window. Shown here is the procedure for the window removal. Raise the window all the way up and stick a screwdriver in the door latch mechanism to trick the car into thinking the door is fully closed. This will keep the window in the top elevated position. Pry off the rubber plugs that cover the access holes indicated by the green arrow. Loosen but do not remove the 2 window clamping screws, yellow arrow. Finally, pull the window up and out of the door, purple arrow. Removal of the window motor is fairly easy. Disconnect the electrical harness connection, blue arrow. Then remove the 3 nuts that hold the motor to the door. Push the motor into the door and pull it down so that you can access the studs that you just took the nuts off of. Remove the 3 studs, purple arrows, shown one of them. They are what hold the motor and the regulator together. Finally, pull the motor off the regulator. Insert photo upper left. With the motor disconnected and detached, removal of the regulator is a snap. Disconnect the 4 mounting points for the regulator, green arrow, and it should slide out of the lower part of the door. On the very bottom surface of the door, you need to remove the 2 inner door plugs to reveal the mounting nuts, orange arrow. Window adjustment can be a bit tricky. Image A. Trick the door into thinking it's closed by putting a short screwdriver into the lock mechanism. The window should raise about 12 mm. B. With the roof up, push the door near to being as closed and measure the distance that the top of the window is located above the bottom edge of the seal. This should be about 2 mm or so. C. Make sure the glass is aligned properly left to right in the holding clamps. The edge corner of the glass should be aligned with the edge of the aluminum clamp, purple arrow. To align the left-right angle of the window, use the slot indicated by the green arrow. Only the rear slot is adjustable. Image D. Check the distance that the window sits into the seal by using a small piece of post-it note affixed to the window. Open the door and measure the distance from the top post-it note to the top of the window. This should be about 4 mm. E. Adjust the window height by removing the outer plugs in the bottom of the door and using an E6 torque socket to turn the stopper. Counterclockwise will equal a higher window. Image F. Check the window rake angle by placing a sheet of paper in the window and rolling it up. You should not be able to remove the paper. Adjust the rake angle by moving the position of the 2 lower mounting studs for the regulator in the slots in the door. Now to the 997. To remove or replace the window switches, you will need to remove the door panel as well. Please follow the link provided at the end of this video for additional assistance with that task. Once the panel is off, you can squeeze the window switch by first disconnecting the wiring. Squeeze the tap, red arrow, and pull straight back. The switch is held in place by locking tabs, green arrow. Gently pry it down and slip the switch out. The 997 doors are a modular design that incorporate an inner aluminum panel within the door frame. This panel works as a moisture barrier and has allowed Porsche to house all of the door's electronics in what is known as the dry zone. Once the door panel is off, you will see the window motor, red arrow, the door control module, yellow arrow. Unplug the wires leading into the control module and remove the 3 screws as indicated by the green arrows. The motor, gear drive, and control module will come off as a complete unit. The insert lower left shows the complete control module as well as the motor and gear to the regulator. The main picture shows the mounting points, yellow arrows, to the window regulator behind the dry zone panel. Remove the screws holding the panel on and carefully pass the wiring harness through the panel. Here's the door with the panel off. To replace the window regulator, you will need to remove the window. Slide the window all the way up to the top and loosen, but do not remove the screws holding the window in place via the access holes in the door as indicated by the green arrows. Once the window is out, reach in and unclip the harness running along the very top inside of the door between the green arrows. Remove the nut securing the upper part of the regulator, blue arrows. Next, pull off the rubber plugs on the bottom of the door, purple arrows, and unfasten the nuts holding the lower mount. You will need to squeeze the access plugs in the lower door frame. Squeeze the regulator together and carefully remove it from the door. Installation is the reverse of removal. When installing the lower limit stop, there are 3 bore holes, one above the other in the front rail. Make sure it is fitted in the bottom bore. Shown here is the mechanism that joins the motor to the regulator. The inner door panel helps hold everything in place. The insert shows the adjustments available in the mount. Yellow arrow is the bottom height adjustment. Blue arrow is used for fine-tuning the up-down, side-to-side, as well as clamping the window to the regulator. Do not over-tighten this nor undo it completely. On the 997s, after installation, you must raise and lower the window and double push the switch in both positions. Due to all the electronics now contained in the door module, do not be surprised if you need to have the door systems reprogrammed with the PIWIS. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.